Alright guys, this is Luneth-Arceus and this is my 10th UU battles against Xarxmuks from Team Equinox. And here we go. So he leads with a Lapras and I lead with Scyther. To be honest, Lapras isn't the most common UU lead, but because I'm not going to chance brick breaking it, because I don't think it will KO it because these things are bulky, I just U-turn out. And as I don't really have a great switch, I just go straight out to Diamond Head. And he decides to sub up, so again it's a Dragon Dance that I'm facing. So I go for a sub, he Dragon Dances, and I thought here I'd be pretty screwed because I thought I'd be slower. But as it turned out, I was faster, and I got rid of his sub. But the mistake he made there was Dragon Dancing again. It wasn't really a mistake, as I imagine he expected to go first, but in any event, he couldn't break my sub because he just in the end didn't want to get T-bolted. But that would have been what would have happened anyway. So yeah, he just goes for the waterfall to break the sub, and I finish him off with a hidden power grass. So that was pretty good for me. Pretty fortunate I was quicker. He goes out to a Cradily, and I always struggle with these things, but I know that Steelix is the best switching, to be honest. Steelix is just the best. So he goes for the Toxic, and Steelix obviously immune to that, just takes it like a king. He goes for an Earthquake and does laughable damage, really. I mean, it was funny how much it did. So I set out my rocks. I know I can't roar him. I think I make that mistake later on in the game, but I didn't roar him because it wouldn't have made sense. He switches out to his Torkoal, and I roar that out, and he has a Kingler. So, yeah. It's attack of the shiny Pokemon. So he goes for a Crab Hammer, and that does so much damage, it was just not even funny. Because Kingler is just awesome. If that's, I don't know, if it's Scarfed, then it's just doing loads. Scarfed and Adamant, but if it was Banded, I think I would have died. Either way, he had switched out Noctowl, and it takes like 25% from a Stealth Rock. And he goes for a Nightshade on Lantern, which isn't really that big a deal because I have loads of HP. So he goes for Hypnosis. I probably should have predicted that in Sleep Talks, but I didn't want to give away the moveset too quickly. So he goes for Reflect, not that big a deal. I Sleep Talk and luckily enough get Discharge, but it doesn't really do anything because these things are specially orientated. And I just go for another Sleep Talk here, I think. Yeah, and he switches back out to Cradily. And Discharge obviously not going to do anything. So, yeah. Cradly's looking like it's become a bit of a problem at the moment. I can get rid of it with Cypher quite easily. But he goes and Toxics me, which was a good prediction on his part. I could predict the switch and Pursuit, but it wouldn't really do that much, and I'd have Stealth Rocks up, so whatever he switches in, it's still gonna take some damage from the U-turn because it's pretty powerful. So yeah, he switched out to his Noctowl again, and I switch out to Diamond Head, and I sub up just to avoid, I don't know, status, because these things are generally status mons. So he goes back out to Cradily, which is pretty much annoying now, because that's like the bane of Manectric's life. It doesn't seem to be able to do anything against Cradily. So he just goes for the Rock Slide, probably predicting the switch into Scyther, which was a good move on his part, but, you know, there's nothing that he could have done really. So I just go back out to Scyther. I don't know why I did that this time. Maybe I predicted his Earthquake, more than likely. So, yeah, he switches out to Swallow this time, and he has a lot of bug resist, which is quite annoying. So yeah, U-turn actually did loads. It did loads, more than I expected. He gets inflicted with his Burn, and I'm surprised he Brave Birded. I'm surprised he used Brave Bird, sorry. I would have expected Facade. I don't know, it just would have made more sense, I think. But anyway, he goes out to Torkoal, and it's not really that big a deal, because if he does decide to Rapid Spin, at least I get Sharpedo in, and he gets Rough Skin inflicted, but he set up his rocks. And goes out to Kingler, which I probably should have predicted and gone for something. Well, then again, no, Surf was the best option. And here is where I mess up a little bit. I was expecting Brick Break, but he went for the X Scissor. I forgot that they can get X Scissor, and that was really annoying. So anyway, I just go out to Steelix and make a huge error here. I roared him out. I should have just finished it off once and for all with Earthquake. But, as I said, that was a huge error on my part, because it really went down to the wire. Later on in the battle, you'll see. So anyway, he switches out and goes back out to Torkoal, which is taking like loads of damage, really. And I don't know whether he expected me to roar him out, I don't know. But Earthquake takes it down. It didn't really do much this battle. So he goes back out to Kingler, and this is where it gets really crucial. He misses with Crabhammer, and I don't know if you've been following properly, but if you have, you'll notice that I don't really have anything strong enough or on enough HP to combat that Crabhammer. So, you know, that was pretty vital. And my roaring it as opposed to earthquaking it earlier was important. So anyway, we have a little bit of a mini store war here with Cradley and Steelix, and his earthquake will KO me eventually, but it's gonna take some doing. I just decided to explode because I just couldn't be bothered to sit there earthquaking and him recovering, and you know, endless chain. Yeah, so I just switch and go back out and go out to Scyther, take Stealth Rock damage, and I go for the U-turn, and obviously that's gonna KO him. And yeah, that's what Scyther's about. It's just about switching. That's what I love about that set. So anyway, I bring out Diamond Head just to finish up, really. He takes Noctowl takes Stealth Rock damage, and I get my Potato boost as he goes for Hypnosis. That's kind of funny because I think Lantern was sleeping still, so he was going to break Sleep Claws, which wouldn't have mattered because I just had Scyther in it. And yeah, he breaks a sub, and I just go for the Flamethrower, and that's the game. Good game.